we are now in topic area number 5, eyebrow waxing and tweezing. In your SEC manual, you are going to need your head and chest towel covering, which our client is already draped. You will need cotton or eye pads, tweezers, wax strips, a container for all of your disposal items, which your Ziploc baggie will work for that, spatulas or orange wood sticks, simulated soft wax. You will need antiseptic, gloves, and then post-epilation product. So I think that I just have this a little backwards. We do the setup and then we do the, so it doesn't have the order on there. Okay, so first we'll do the setup. So we're on page 20 in the PSI booklet now. Topic area 5, eyebrow waxing and tweezing. This evaluation is eyebrow waxing and tweezing. 5 minutes will be provided to set up your workstation and prepare your client for an eyebrow wax and tweezing. The proctor will announce when there are 2 minutes left to finish. When you complete your tasks, please stand quietly. Start your preparation. Timing begins now. Okay, so just like every other section, I'm going to sanitize my hands to start, and then I'm going to get into my kit and get my eyebrow waxing bag out and tweezing, and then I'm going to close my kit back up and then get out my supplies. So I'll lay paper towel out onto my station here. Here's my single-use items. My wax strips, sticks, and cotton are all in that baggie together. I have my antiseptic and my post-epilation product in those bottles. I have my tweezers in a baggie. I have a pair of gloves, and I also have my simulated soft wax. So I am going to be using Vaseline, and then it's just labeled soft wax in one of these little disposable cups. Then my eyebrow section baggie is going to go into single use. I will sanitize my hands and step back to indicate that I am complete. So going right into the next part of this, they are going to watch you complete these individually. So on page 21, the directions that they are going to read to you are, maybe I went too far on the bottom there. No, we'll have 2 minutes. Then, okay, so we will now continue with the eyebrow waxing and tweezing. Oh no, because they watch you. I'm sorry, guys. So it's in red because they do it individually. So the evaluator instruction will say, please complete a waxing procedure on one eyebrow. Begin now. So that's where you start. So there is no timer going at this point. You will sanitize your hands. Now, I did sit through a PSI training, and he did say that you don't have to sanitize your hands before you put gloves on, but golly, it just feels wrong. Okay, so I am gonna sanitize my hands before I put my gloves on, because I am a creature of habit. So I've got my gloves on, and now I need to do my analysis. So I'm gonna look at the eyebrow. I can use my pinky to indicate the measurements of what I'm gonna take off. I'm looking at the skin, I'm looking at those hairs, I'm evaluating her. She's evaluated. I'm going to sanitize my hands again, because now I'm gonna have to get into my single-use items, and I am going to need a couple of pieces of cotton, three pieces of cotton. I'm going to need 2 wax strips, And then I'm going to need 2 sticks. And I am going to hold all of that stuff with my hand so that I do not have to sanitize and open this baggie up again, okay? So that's sealed, and I'm going to set it down. I am going to use one of my cotton rounds to use my antiseptic on to cleanse the area. And then it's immediately going into the single-use bag. Now I'm going to use one of the cotton pads to cover her eye with. I am going to use 1 stick to test the temperature of the wax on the inside of my arm. With one of the strips, remove. Immediately it goes into the trash. Then I'm going to use the other stick to apply the wax to her eyebrow. It doesn't matter if you apply your wax above the eyebrow or below the eyebrow. Wherever you want to apply it is fine, but you only are doing 1 wax strip. So I'm applying that product. Then I'm going to apply my strip. I'm showing that I'm applying pressure to that strip. I'm going to hold tension on the area with this hand, and then in a pull punch motion in the opposite direction and apply pressure. At that point, I can throw that and the iPad into the trash. I can use my post product on my other cotton to cleanse the area off. This is going to go into the trash, and then I will sanitize my hands. So then you will next be instructed to complete a tweezing procedure on 3 hairs. So I'm going to sanitize my gloves because I need to get into my single-use bag again. I am going to need a cotton for her eye, a cotton for the pre and the post. So I'm going to seal that up, and I'm not going to set these down on the table. I just dropped them all, so I'm going to throw them in the trash, and I'm going to sanitize and get 3 more out. I'm actually glad that that happened so that you guys can see what you would do in that situation. So now I'm going to get 3 more out, seal this bag up, and then I'm going to get my tweezers out. I'm going to do my antiseptic, and I'm going to cleanse the area where I'm going to remove the hairs. I'm going to cover one eye with a cotton round. And I need another cotton. What am I doing? That's okay. I'm going to sanitize my hands, and I'm going to get in here and get another cotton because I need somewhere to catch the hairs. So I have to wrap one of these around my finger. Okay, so I'm going to hold tension on the skin, and then I'm going to remove the hairs with my tweezers in the same direction of the hair growth. So I'm going to go 1, put that onto the cotton, 2, put that onto the cotton, 3, put that onto the cotton. Now I can set my tweezers down. I can fold this up. I can use my post epilation product. I can apply that, cleanse the area, throw that into the trash, and sanitize my hands 1,000 times. I'm going to take my gloves off, and then I'm going to sanitize my hands. and that will complete the eyebrow waxing portion. Now continue the eyebrow waxing and tweezing. 5 minutes will be provided to clean off your eyebrow waxing and tweezing workstation. The proctor will announce when there are 2 minutes left to finish. When you complete your tasks, please stand quietly. Start your cleanup. Timing begins now. Let me reset this. Okay, so I've started my timer. I'm going to sanitize my hands and I'm going to undrape my client. So the hair, drape, and the headband are going to go into single use. The towel and the clip are going to go into multi-use. And then I am going to sanitize my hands again, put the lids back on to my products. Tweezers. Everything else goes into single use, and all of this goes into my multi-use. I am going to, again, I feel like going from the nail services to the aesthetic services, and now we're moving into the hair services. I do want to use a disinfectant wipe to clean off the work area, even though I know that it says in those FAQs that you don't have to do this. It's just more of a better safe than sorry, and is at least demonstrating that you know that you have to put on gloves to touch a barbicide wipe. So then I'm going to clean off my area because there was like a strand of hair and exfoliator everywhere because it shot all over the place. Okay, so I've cleaned off my workstation. Take off my gloves, sanitize my hands, and step back to indicate that I'm complete.